We've saved the best for last. The best team in V8 supercars, the best drivers, the best co-drivers. They are the most dominant force in the sport in the past decade, and they are going to take some chasing at the Bathurst 1000. Welcome back to the Crimsafe V8 Supercar Endurance Countdown on Speedcafe. I'm Tim Hodges, joined by Jack Perkins and John Bow. Fellas, JB, start with you. Team Vodafone, are they as good a team as we've seen in this sport for, the last
Forever.
decade, maybe the last couple of decades, forever?
Forever. They are tremendous. It's got great leadership, it's cohesive, got very stable workforce, stable drivers, great innovators, good engineers. It's just, it's the best, no question.
Is it a little bit demoralising for the rest of the field heading to Mount Panorama? You put so much time and effort and money into having a crack at Bathurst, and there is one team seemingly so far ahead of the rest.
Well, I think motorsport people generally are optimists, so you always look forward to your next race. If you had a crappy race last weekend, you look forward to the next one. The good thing about it is you've always got a next one to redeem yourself, and most of the teams will go to Bathurst with a pretty positive attitude. Everyone in the sport knows that to win you've got to beat 888, and I don't think when you look at their driver combinations, I don't think you can underestimate the fact that Lowndesy and Warren Luff have a great rapport together. They're matey, they get on well. They've driven before in not just V8 supercars, they've driven in Audis and GT cars and things. So I think that, to me, points them slightly higher than the number one car.
Jack, I want to talk about Sandown first. Coming into the 500, Team Vodafone have an 8-race winning streak, sweeping Darwin, Townsville, Queensland Raceway and Eastern Creek. A nice easy one for you. Can they be beaten?
I think they can. They've been beaten before this year. We saw FPR come out the blocks at the start of the year quite strong. And at the end of the day, we're all only human, so we can all be beaten. But it's going to be tough, as you say. They've got a pretty good winning streak there. They're in form and they're heading to what would normally be their two strongest races. They won the last 3 out of 4 Enduros, obviously the last 2 seasons. And yeah, you'd be a brave man to put your money anywhere else other than these guys. But anything can happen. We saw last year with the Whincup car, it had a technical problem at Bathurst, and the car didn't win because of that. So anything can happen. But as we've quite often said, Lowndes consistently has Whincup's measure at Bathurst. He seems faster in qualifying and faster in the race. So yeah, my money's on 888.
We said before, JB, they have the best drivers and the best co-drivers. Is it possible to split the number one and the 888 of Jamie Whincup and Paul Dumbrell and Craig Lowndes and Warren Luff? On paper, they look brilliant.
Well, as I said, I think the Lowndes-Luff bond relationship they have as mates, I think, adds to it. Paul Dumbrell was a great get for 888 to partner Jamie. But I have to agree with what Jack says. Lowndes always has been a fantastic freestyle driver, and freestyle works incredibly well at Bathurst. If you're a freestyler, by freestyle I mean not technique driven, just get in the car and fang it round. And you see Lowndes do it quite often, and he does it really well at Bathurst. I honestly, if I'm going to have a bet, that's where I'd have a bet. But just to get back to the best drivers and the best cars, I think a lot of the drivers would do the same sort of job in those cars. Mark Winterbottom in that car or Will Davison in that car with those resources would do very well. It's very hard to differentiate between top-line drivers because the stuff around you makes the difference. The car, the team, the rapport you have, the cohesiveness of the team. So, they're lucky boys. They're in the best place.
All right, let's catch up with the freestyler, Craig Lowndes, the 5-time Bathurst winner.
Thanks, team. I'm here with Craig Lowndes. Now, Craig, you're one driver that seems to always go pretty well in these big races. Do you enjoy the longer format more than the short races?
Well, I do. I think that the endurance and the longer races really allows the team aspect, the strategy, working with the co-driver, getting all that sort of working in sync, and basically if you don't have a fast car, then you can actually use that in a sense of your strategy, use it for other effects and making obviously the car faster in other ways. So for me, the endurance races have always been a passion. I love them, I enjoy them, and I always will. And of course, when we get to Bathurst, it's our iconic event. It's the biggest race of the year, it's globally recognised, and one we all want to win.
That was Craig Lowndes with Speedcafe's own Stefan Bartholomaeus, who also caught up with the team manager of Team Vodafone, Adrian Burgess. And Bathurst is an event he is yet to win, but he's desperate to tick it off his list.
It's the one big race that I haven't managed to win yet in Australia. The team's won plenty of them. We want to win more, the team wants to win more, and yeah, I'd love to stick one on my own CV. So yeah, it's always a big target, but it's a huge race. Yeah, it's so difficult. You never go there thinking you've got a good chance this year or whatever. It's so many variables in and out of your control that play a big part. Like last year showed with us, we had 2 cars capable of winning it and we didn't get the win. So it's a huge race. Yeah, I'd love to win one.
Adrian Burgess there, the team manager from Team Vodafone. Guys, I just want to talk about Paul Dumbrell, a guy who's going to partner Jamie Whincup. What would it mean to him? This would have to be the biggest victory of all if he's able to win the Bathurst 1000.
Yeah, it would be. I think he would love that more than anything else, like we all would. But it's one thing to think about is he hasn't done any racing at all this year. We know Luffy's a bit of a journeyman. He races a bit of everything throughout the year, and he's always driving something. I imagine Paul Dumbrell's been doing a heck of a lot of fitness work. He's an Ironman and a triathlete, but there's no substitute for racing cars. So whether that's going to be a factor, that's probably the only question mark, because it's a tough gig to come out watching the racing all year and then put yourself in the seat come Sunday at Bathurst. It's a pretty tough gig.
Yeah, I mean, could that be a potential chink in the armour of Paul Dumbrell, who's, like me, sat on the couch and watched the V8s this year, and all of a sudden he's going to find himself in the hot seat of Car 1 at the 2 biggest races of the year?
A lot of pressure, because Jamie's, looking very strong for the championship, and Paul could bugger it up for him, basically. So, yeah, it is a lot of pressure, but he's very experienced now. He's been around a long time. He's supremely fit, which also helps you withstand pressure. So, yeah, I still, I wouldn't place them above Lowndes and Luffy, though. I think Lowndes and Luffy are a good half point stronger than them.
All right, this will be fascinating to see the Speedcafe Crimsafe rating for Team Vodafone. For that, it's over to Dick Johnson.
Now we get down to the very last one, which is obviously 888. Now, we've given them, I thought it was 10 out of 10, because of the fact that they're the ones that are setting the benchmark at this point in time. They've been on top for a number of years now, and they've got good, reliable equipment, terrific drivers in both co-drivers, etc. So they're going to be pretty tough to beat. But let me tell you something, when you're on top, mate, there's only one way you can go.
We thank Dick Johnson for all his work on the Speedcafe Crimsafe ratings. 1 out of 10, boys. I think he's dreaming there, isn't he, for Team Vodafone?
Wishful thinking.
Yeah. For all of the Crimsafe ratings, click on to speedcafe.com now. Find out how you can use those ratings to enter the draw to win a brand new 18-inch V8 supercar control wheel. That's signed by Craig Lowndes. So that would be very nice on the trophy cabinet somewhere, Jack.
Yeah, I'm not sure how they managed to get an 18-inch wheel before the other teams, but a bloody good little bit of memorabilia to win there.
So 10 out of 10 is a super powerful thing to rate Team Vodafone. I want one winner from both of you for the Bathurst 1000. Who's it going to be, boys?
Go on, you go first, Jack.
Wow, I've said the whole show that I like the AAA car of Lowndes and Luff. Keep an eye on the Gary Rogers cars, guys.
JB?
I spent most of my V8 life driving a Ford. I've got a bit of a soft spot for the blue oval.
A bit?
A bit. And I think Frosty and Richo, I think they'll win.
All right, as we wrap up, guys, Sandown and Bathurst, the fans who are going to the racetracks will be able to see you, JB. You're racing in the Touring Car Masters?
We'll be there. Touring Car Masters will be at Sandown. We'll be at Bathurst, of course, which is, those cars are great around Bathurst. It's terrific fun. It fulfills my motorsport needs. And I'll be watching our predictions with great interest. I tell you, it'll be a hell of a race this year, and I think, I really think I've got a soft spot for Frosty as a bloke, and I think they've got all the ingredients this year.
And we've got a soft spot, and we'll be watching this bloke, Jack Perkins. We wish you well in.
And I've got a soft spot
for car 33 for Gary Rogers Motorsport. I mean, it's a great opportunity personally for you, as we've spoken about during the last couple of weeks. But and will be really cool for you to be on the grid again in the V8 main game.
Yeah, I can't sleep. I'm really looking forward to getting out there and getting amongst it. To be part of not only the Sandown 500 but the Super Cheap Auto Bathurst 1000 in the 50-year celebrations. It's going to be a great time. Hopefully we'll be spraying some champagne come both Sunday afternoons.
That would be awesome. And just before we leave you, JB, show us off that T-shirt that people can buy at the racetrack. It's for a very special cause, a bloke very dear to our hearts.
Well, Jason Richards was a friend of many of us, and some mates of mine and myself have got these T-shirts made, which Jace took pride in wearing when he was ill.
Nice subtle message on the front there, Jack.
Yeah, it is good, isn't it? I wear it all the time. People look at you, I tell you, it's a good way to get people to look at you. And we've got a picture on the back of Jason and I because we had it taken in a studio when he was going to drive the Porsche, but unfortunately couldn't because he was too sick. So all the V8 teams are going to sell them at the track, all free of charge. The proceeds will go to a trust fund we've set up for Jason's girls.
The T-shirts aren't free of charge.
No, the T-shirts aren't free of charge. The teams are selling them free of charge. They're very good quality garment too, I've got to say. And the money will go, the profit, which is a reasonable profit, will go to Jason's two girls in a trust fund, so it's all transparent, there's nothing dodgy going on, and we sell them on my website, johnbow.com.au, or you buy them off the V8 supercar teams at the racetracks. So we've had a terrific response. He was a great bloke, as everyone knows, and you know, he was very loved by a lot of people. So this is going to get his girls educated.
A wonderful cause, and hopefully you sell tens and thousands of them.
I hope so, mate. Yeah. I think you know, it's been actually quite remarkable the response we've had, because you know, he touched a lot of people's lives.
Boys, we're done. What do you think? How did we go on the Crimsafe V8 Supercar Endurance Countdown?
It's good fun sharing the chair with yourself, Timmy, and obviously JB. Looking forward to Bathurst. Let's get up there.
All right, Sandown 500 first and then the Bathurst 1000. It's the best time of the year if you're a V8 Supercar fan. We hope you enjoy it, and we hope you've enjoyed our previews here on the Crimsafe V8 Supercar Endurance Countdown. For all the news, stay tuned. You know where, to speedcafe.com. We'll see you. You can win a very rare piece of V8 Supercar memorabilia. Collect Dick Johnson's Speedcafe Crimsafe ratings, and you can use those ratings to enter the draw to win a brand new 18-inch V8 Supercar control wheel signed by Craig Lowndes. Make sure you keep logging on to speedcafe.com for more details on how you can win.
Watch me race, Grandpa.
Protecting the things you love is really important. That's why when it comes to security screens, ask for the real Crimsafe. Look out for the rock. If it's not Crimsafe,
It's not Crimsafe.